This episode is also available in 3D. For more information, go to funnyhacks.com/C3D.
This is the talking episode for the 3D Sync episode.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
I'm getting polish. Cool.
And I'm Tim Hildyard.
See? Easy!
And we're here to show you a hack that is weird, unusual, and the occasional useful one too.
Sometimes they work out really well.
Sometimes not so much. But either way, it's a fun way to learn about the technology that surrounds us every day. This is Funny Hacks.
That noise makes the logo look big. Shut up!
Okay, why exactly, Kevin, are we pushing the buttons simultaneously on the cameras?
That's a very good point. Because we need the two cameras to start up at roughly the same time.
Fair enough.
Good. Okay, now the problem with pushing both buttons at the same time.
Okay, the problem with pushing them at the same time is that as close as you can get it, you will still be a couple of frames out generally.
Yes.
So you have to find other ways to actually sync it.
Now you can do that in post-production, which can be done fairly easily. So yes, you can sync up the fridge in post-production.
I hope they get that one.
And that's simply by looking at the waveforms of the two clips, and you just look at what is in common between the two things, and that's nice and easy. I don't think I talked about that in the technical episode, which is why I mentioned that there. But basically, the reason why you want to do it is so that you, when you push the buttons, it's very easy to knock the two things off calibration.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So having a singular button makes it so that you don't actually have to touch the cameras, and yeah, well, that's basically common sense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so in the
common sense.
What's that?
No, keep going.
Okay. So in the technical episode, I talk about how you wire this up and various considerations there. So that's cool. The risks of it.
Okay, well, first of all, the risks of the this thing here is, I mean, basically you're doing something to your camera, your expensive camera, and basically anytime you do something like that, you risk breaking it. So, there you go.
Exactly. Now, this is a nice, simple hack, but as I mentioned in the technical episode, you've got to sort of take into account both what is the probability of something going wrong and what is the cost of it going wrong. You bring those two factors together and you judge whether it's worthwhile taking the risk or not. For me, the risk of doing some damage was low. The risk of losing the cameras was pretty high because I really need them for doing this show.
And it's hard to get 3D footage with only one camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, so wiring the sync. What this basically consists of is just a plug, which is now an extra socket on each camera, and a plug which goes into that. That has a wire which comes together, and then we have a single button at the end of it. So, things to consider when wiring it.
Okay, well, do bear in mind that your camera is already packed to the brim with components inside and wires, so anything that you do put inside is actually, you have to be careful not to actually put things out of place, because if your camera screws up, then no.
Exactly. Now, something I've had in the past, I can't remember what it was that I did this to, but it was basically exactly this problem where you put too much into the case, or you don't run things around nicely. And I actually had something contorting just slightly. Now, with a camera, if you have the sensor contorting or something like that, you're going to get focusing issues, and potentially it's also going to be slightly off-center, which is exactly the thing you don't want to do when you're trying to get two cameras almost identical.
Okay, since I'm not here for that, what's in the technical episode?
Right, so we're looking at camera positions, so I talk about the different ways you can angle your cameras and what you need to take care of and why.
Okay.
And the
Screen's gone off.
Yes!
Yay, screen!
And I talk about... oh yeah, that's right. The stereo separation. So that's how far you have your cameras apart, how far you should and have them apart under different situations and why.
So, for closer things, close together.
Yes.
Or further things apart, further things apart. That's opera.
Okay, so that basically wraps up this episode. if you have done something similar, stick it in the video response. If you've got any questions, stick them in the comments. There will be the technical episode to follow up next week. It's a 2-part one because I talked for a long time. And then the following week after those two will be just some various footage that I've done, some nice slow-mo shots of the radio-controlled car going through water
It's
and all sorts
awesome.
of stuff. And yeah, it's good fun. So yeah.
Yep. Thank you very much. We'll see you later. That was so gay.
Was that?
Fridge?
Oh yeah, good point.
Hey. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Okay. Oh, Bob. Now that is one for the bloopers. But the lorry. No, we're gonna cut. Sorry.